In the heart of the city, shrouded by an aura of eerie silence, lay the long-abandoned street Mary's Asylum. The imposing building, with its crumbling facade and broken windows, had stood vacant for decades. It was a place of whispered rumors and chilling tales, a relic of a bygone era when mental illness was treated with cruelty and neglect. A group of urban explorers, driven by a thirst for adventure and curiosity, had heard the stories that surrounded the old asylum. Intrigued by the mystery and allure of the decaying structure, they decided to venture into its forgotten halls and uncover its dark secrets. Among the explorers were Anna, the daring and impulsive leader of the group; Mark, a skilled photographer with an eye for capturing haunting images; Rachel, the fearless and inquisitive researcher; and Mike, the pragmatic skeptic who tried to find a rational explanation for the unexplainable. On a moonless night, the group gathered at the entrance of the asylum, flashlights in hand, and hearts pounding with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The heavy doors creaked open as they stepped inside, and a wave of musty air greeted them, carrying the scent of decay and abandonment. The asylum was a labyrinth of decaying corridors, each one leading to a different wing where the mentally ill were once confined. The walls were adorned with peeling wallpaper, the floors scattered with debris, and the atmosphere heavy with the weight of forgotten suffering. As they explored deeper into the asylum, the group began to hear faint whispers in the darkness, voices that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. Goosebumps formed on their skin as the air grew colder. "I heard this place is haunted," Rachel whispered, her voice barely audible over the sound of their footsteps. "Nonsense," Mike replied, trying to mask his unease. "It's probably just the wind or some animals in the walls." But the whispers persisted, growing louder and more menacing as they delved deeper into the asylum's heart. Anna led the way, determined to uncover the truth behind the legends that surrounded the place. In a corner of the asylum's basement, they stumbled upon a locked door that stood out from the rest. The door bore strange markings and symbols, as if it had been sealed with an ancient curse. Curiosity got the better of the explorers, and Mark produced a set of lock-picking tools. The door groaned as it swung open, revealing a hidden chamber bathed in an otherworldly glow. Before them lay a room that seemed frozen in time, a relic of the asylum's darkest days. Wooden chairs surrounded a table covered with a dusty, faded cloth. On the walls, mysterious symbols were etched, their meaning lost to time. In the center of the room stood an old wooden wheelchair, its wheels coated in cobwebs. A shiver ran down Anna's spine as she felt an overwhelming sense of malevolence emanating from the chair. Mark raised his camera, intending to capture the eerie scene before them, but as he pressed the shutter, the room seemed to shift. The symbols on the walls came to life, glowing with an eerie light that filled the room. As the glow intensified, the explorers felt a sense of dread washing over them. They tried to flee, but an unseen force held them in place, their bodies frozen in fear. From the shadows emerged ghostly figures, the tormented souls of the asylum's past. They moaned and writhed in agony, their faces contorted with despair and suffering. Rachel gasped as she recognized one of the spirit of a young girl named Lily, who had been unjustly confined in the asylum for her perceived madness. Her eyes met Rachel's, pleading for release from the torment that had trapped her soul for so long. "Help us, set us free." Lily's voice echoed through the chamber, a heartbreaking plea for salvation. Anna, though paralyzed with fear, found her voice. "How do we free you?" The symbols on the walls seemed to respond, their glow pulsating with an otherworldly energy. In a moment of clarity, Anna realized that the symbols were a key to unlocking the asylum's dark secrets and releasing the tormented souls from their eternal prison. With trembling hands, Anna traced the symbols on the walls, each stroke imbuing the room with a surge of power. The spirits wailed, their torment intensifying as the energy built. Suddenly, the room shook with a deafening roar, and the spirits were enveloped in blinding light. The ancient curse that had held them captive for so long had been broken, and they were free at last. As the light faded, the explorers found themselves alone in the room, the spirits of the asylum's past no longer haunting its halls. The whispers in the darkness had ceased, and the air felt lighter, as if the weight of the past had been lifted. With a sense of closure and relief, the group made their way out of the asylum, leaving behind the haunted halls and the memories of suffering that had plagued the place for so long. Word spread about their harrowing encounter, and the city began to see the Belmont Asylum in a new light. No longer a place of dread and despair, it became a symbol of resilience and redemption, a reminder of the horrors of the past and the power of compassion to heal even the deepest wounds. The group of urban explorers had faced the malevolent history of the asylum and had set free the tormented souls that had been trapped within its walls. Their story would be told for generations to come, a tale of bravery, friendship, and the courage to confront the darkness that lies dormant in the forgotten corners of the world. And as the moon cast its pale glow on the abandoned asylum, it stood as a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to confront the unknown and uncover the truth, even in the face of the most haunting of secrets.